You can't get me up here, you idiots! I am king of the— Ah! Oh! 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 Hello everyone, welcome to PANAGAME. My name is Manu, and today we will be reviewing Dying Light, a 2015 video game developed by Techland and published by Warner Bros. In this game, you play a man named Kyle Crane. The game begins in Medias Res, with the city of Haran having succumbed to a zombie outbreak. Kyle is paradropped into the city and has a quite unceremonious start.
Break his legs, then take him to rides.
Back up! All of you!
Stop! Loud noises draw them.
So much for a paramilitary expert, Kyle. Anyway, the situation is pretty dire.
Whether by way of Iris or the Ministry's proposed plan, one thing is certain. Haran's days are numbered.
As I've already mentioned, it's a first-person shooter, but perhaps the core gameplay element is the parkour. And it's done rather well. I had a lot of fun jumping from building to building, grabbing onto rooftops, and falling to my death! When it comes to offense and defense, the game takes a minimalistic approach towards weapons and supplies. This certainly isn't the first game to do this. There are some first-person shooters that can do it that I'm not thinking of. For some reason, the only thing coming to my head right now is Oblivion, where the weapons broke down. My god, was that annoying. And honestly, I kind of have the same reaction here. I found the system more annoying than engaging. And while we're on that subject, some of the enemies take way too damn long to die. Finally.
Crane.
Now there is a limited selection of firearms in the game, and if you can manage to acquire them and their bullets, go ahead, use it. I dare you. Watch when every single freaking fast-running, volatile, high-level ass zombie comes flying at you. This game hates firearms. You Michael Bloomberg, you. The next big gameplay element is the day-night system. And honestly, this is one of the most intense experiences out of a video game that I can remember in recent times. The atmosphere when conducting a night run is incredible. Now, while nothing can compare to doing it yourself, just watch this and you can kind of get a feeling of what I'm talking about. Those beeps you just heard cover up my thoughts on what we just saw. Now, we should talk about one thing, the repetitiveness of this game. This is a serious problem that dampens my overall rating. First, the architecture. There are really only two distinctive areas, Haran slums and Haran's old town. You start out in the slums, and you only unlock Old Town roughly halfway through the main plot. Even more annoying, there's no real system of fast travel until you beat the main story. Even that is travel by selecting a poster instead of a simple menu option. It's just one frustration after another, piled on top of each other into a big heap of frustration. Further adding to this are the lack of zombies. What I mean is, there are only like 6 different models for the regular slow ones. And high-level zombies, they're painfully scarce. They lack diversity. There's only like, what, 3, 4, 5? You would expect a lot more from a game about zombies. And honestly, when it comes to the main plot, I can basically sum it up as fetch quests. Inquisition has gotten a lot of flack recently for its large amount of fetch quests, but at least those were mostly side and filler. The main plot of Dying Light is primarily parkour your way across buildings to this section of town, do this thing, press E or whatever to interact with object, parkour back. It is so repetitive, it is boring after a while. I don't mean for this long diatribe to suggest that I don't like this game. I do. It's just as a big fan of the zombie genre, I was really hoping for something that would be, you know, more groundbreaking. I mean, it's still a pretty good game, despite all the repetitiveness. Alright. That really brings us to the last part of the video, so let's get to the rating. As a standalone game, it is above average. Decent, I would say. But with video games costing so much now, it's important to know whether a game is worth the $60. Well, I mean, $60 in Dying Light's case, at least. So, is it? I have two answers for you. Yes and no. If you are a fan of the zombie genre, then I would definitely say yes. Dying Light is one of the best attempts in recent memory at portraying an outbreak scenario. Impressive, if not groundbreaking, graphics help to portray a city in destitution, plagued by an enemy that, at times, can truly make you nervous. The plot is interesting enough, and the characters are engaging enough to keep you playing, even if it gets rather repetitive as time goes on or you're halfway through the game, or less. If you're not a fan of the zombie genre, then I would say give this a pass. At least in buying it. I mean, if you know someone who has a copy, then by all means, go ahead, give it a try. But with its lackluster multiplayer, that's something I didn't even really talk about in my review because it's just so normal, Dying Light is just too repetitive. The story is dull. The game relies on the killing zombies angle to stand on, and if you're not a big fan of that, then there's really not much for you here. Not for $60 at least. Alright, so let's do the rating. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give Dying Light a 6.5.
Dying Light 6.5.
I know. Heresy! At least according to all of the major gaming websites. But I just cannot justify giving this game anything higher. I mean, I know I harped on it a lot, but as a fan of the genre, I did enjoy the game, even if at times I felt like I was just going through the motions. But like I said earlier, I was really hoping for something more groundbreaking. There's enough here to keep any zombie fan quite happy for a while, but I just cannot get over how dull it is at times. There's just so much repetition that it starts to really drag by the middle of the game.
Die! Yeah!
So, 6.5 out of 10. An average score for an average game. Alrighty everyone, thanks for watching. Do you agree with what I said? Do you hate what I said? Whatever it is, hit me up in the comments, let me know your thoughts, and I will pay them the attention they are due. Also, if it's not too much trouble, please press the little red box under the video and subscribe. Subscribers are the only way to let YouTube know who's interested in a channel. Subscribing allows creators to continue making videos. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time on PANAGAME.